Judgement Day +4. Very lively at the streets of Belgrade. Actually, the highway leading through Belgrade. We are heading direction New Belgrade. Sunny day. Sunny day. So our dilemma is to go to the riverbank of Sava or riverbank of Danube. Well, it's a big, quite of a dilemma for us that are living in this city that has two big rivers. It's quite of a dilemma. To our right, you can see the Belgrade waterfront construction site. This will be one large shopping mall actually here. BW Galleria. We are crossing Gazela Bridge, which is the largest. The largest next to the. Actually, it's not the largest, but it's the bridge with a highway on it. And we are now at the middle of the river, exactly. So crossing the New Belgrade side of Sava River. Background music, Zdravko Čolić Čola, the legend, living legend of the Yugoslav rock pop actually scene. This to our right is the Sava Center, Congress Center Sava. Currently not in the best shape, but as it was built some 40 years ago and did not undergo any major reconstruction ever since. But this may change soon, as it has been announced for sale. The tall building that you can see up front, the two buildings connected with the bridge at the top, this is the so-called Genex Tower or Genex Kula. One is the business building and the other one is the residential building. We are just now passing next to Belgrade Arena, the sports hall, the largest in the Balkans, with some 20,000 people, visitors. Currently known as Stark Arena. But few more words about the tower over there. It is also called the Western Gate of Belgrade. There is another building at the east, logically called Eastern Gate of Belgrade. It consists of three buildings, relatively interesting architecture. But given the fact that they are located at the hill, they practically are looking from the perspective of the very height. These three buildings are practically the tallest points of Belgrade, if you are living on the top floors, of course. The tower here, the rotonda at the top is used to be a restaurant, rotating around with 360 degrees view, but essentially ever since I came to Belgrade, which was some 30 years ago, it was not working practically. There is also a clock, but this clock is not working, just left from the chapter sign, as you can see at the upper left corner. This building under chapter sign is the residential one, and the other one is the business building. And we will be now entering one of also very famous streets in New Belgrade called Omladinskih Brigada, or youth brigades. Supposedly referring to the Second World War. And once we turn left, which will be right now, we'll see the construction site of the new tallest building in Belgrade, the West 65 Tower. It's under construction, so only half of the building has been constructed so far, or possibly a bit more than one half. So this is going to be the tallest building in Belgrade once it's finished. And this avenue leads directly to Sava river. So we decided to go to the Sava river bank with a nice pedestrian route next to the river, and numerous floating cafe bars, restaurants, etc. As far as the coronavirus is concerned, we have survived the first night of the police hour, as we call it. So the absolute ban of going out from 8 o'clock in the evening until 5 in the morning. Of course, nothing really happened during this hour. The number of coronavirus cases in Serbia has reached 89 as of this morning, I believe. Still no casualties. I'm happy about it because we are seeing the news from Italy, Spain. It's not good at all. But let's hope that we'll somehow manage to navigate through this disease without casualties. The main New Belgrade blocks of buildings are lying on our right, but we cannot see them. We are going to the 4 blocks next to Sava river, the blocks 70A, 70, 44 and 45. Actually, no one knows how these blocks were numbered because it seems quite illogical. I mean, the numbering. But okay, probably there was some logic behind which is not easily to be understood. Anyhow, we are passing through one of the retail parks, Extra Center, and to our left is the so-called A block. This is the only new block of buildings, very posh, very expensive as well. And just across the road, on the left hand side of that block is the famous Delta City shopping mall. We cannot see it right now. This was the first shopping mall in Serbia, the proper shopping mall. As I said, to our left, straight ahead and left is the block 70A. Straight ahead and right is this block 70. And then more to the right, 44 and 45. And the block 45 is pretty much where Belgrade ends. There is one also block called the Naselje Ivana Ribara, and then afterwards there is nothing, only practically empty plots of land, practically pastries. Okay, let's. I'm now trying. Block 70 on our right was known as also the Chinatown. In the past, most of the Chinese people that were coming to Serbia were located here, and there was an old shopping center, old-fashioned shopping center, that was converted into a Chinese market practically. This market used to have its glory days sometimes during the first decade of the new millennium. Nowadays it's not as popular anymore. but it still exists. And in the meanwhile, the Chinese people have more or less spread it around. They are not now anymore only located in this. Based on the number of the park vehicles, I can tell that the number of visitors of the Sava river bank is quite low, because usually you cannot find parking so easily, and here we have a premium parking lot practically waiting only for us. Okay, we have a first case of the person wearing mask and even gloves. It's an elderly lady, probably not over 65, because for the people 65 plus there is an absolute ban of going out. Okay, that much for now. Talk to you soon.